Good evening, esteemed guests. My name is Dina Yaka, and I am the Director of Community Engagement at the Refugee Council of Australia and a passionate community advocate. And I will be your MC for tonight's event. This evening, we come together as a community to recognise the dedication, resilience and exceptional accomplishments of our young minds who have excelled in the higher school certificate examinations and those who have reached new academic heights in the university journeys, as well as an exceptional 3 high achieving success stories. Please join me in welcoming our heroes to the stage, our HSC and university graduates. A big round of applause. Thank you. Please remain on the stage, young people. Please join me now, and could I please ask everyone to stand up for the Australian and Iraqi national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth of toil. Our home is good by the sea.
الجلال والجمال والسناء والبهاء في رباء والحياة والنجاة والهناء والرجاء في هواء هل أراك سالما منعما وغانما مكرما سالما منعما وغانما مكرما هل أراك في علاك
elected officials and the Iraqi Australian University Graduate Forum board members to join us for a quick photo while we have everyone on stage, please. If we could have the flag bearers to just come up, please, and put the flags up. Other side, please. And the rest of you students, you may return to your designated seating areas. So before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we are gathered on today and pay my respects to elders past and present, recognising the important role that they play in welcoming communities from all around the globe. As we embark on our celebrations for Australia Day tomorrow, it is imperative to understand that Australia Day is an opportunity to reflect our shared journey as one nation and recognise the values that bring us together: respect, fairness, and a commitment to community. It is a day to celebrate Australia's rich cultural diversity, the contributions of people from many backgrounds, and the freedoms we enjoy. At the same time, it is important to acknowledge our history, including the enduring connection of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples to this land, and to listen with respect to their stories and perspectives. By becoming together in the spirit of understanding and inclusion, Australia Day can be a meaningful moment to honour the past, celebrate the present, and look ahead with the hope for a more united future. As we recognise these high-achieving students and university graduates, we are reminded that the pursuit of knowledge has deep roots. Long before modern classrooms, Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, often called the cradle of civilization, was a place where learning, innovation, and curiosity shaped the world. It was there that writing, mathematics, law, and astronomy first took form, driven by young minds asking questions and seeking solutions. In the same spirit, these students represent a living continuation of that legacy, curious, capable, and committed to building understanding and progress for the future. Before we immerse ourselves in the rich program ahead, that will be something extraordinary, with entertainment that you will be very impressed by, let's cover a few housekeeping rules. In case of an emergency, please familiarise yourself with emergency exit doors and follow instructions from staff and volunteers. Restrooms are conveniently located in the foyer. Kindly put your phones on silent, and if you need to take a call, please do so outside to avoid interrupting today's proceedings. Our in-house videographer, Rafeq Alokaby, photographer, and a rep from the Iraqi TV station, Mr. Samir Qasim, will be capturing all the special moments. And if you have any questions, our dedicated committee members and volunteers are here to assist you throughout the event. We also would like to welcome Ilham Hafiz from 2ME Arabic radio station. A very special mention to all our sponsors. This event would not have been possible without your support. Your support inspires us to continue striving for excellence and continue to support our community. Multicultural Home Affairs, Settlement Services International, Core Community Services, Western Sydney Migrant Resource Centre, and STARTS. Of course, We also would like to extend our thanks and appreciation to the event organisers, the members and volunteers of the Iraqi Australian University Graduate Forum, Dr. Bushra Al-Ubaidi, Mr. Hayyan Al-Nashi, in cooperation with Professor Ahmed Al-Rubai, Dr. Natiq Kaid, Mr. Hussam Shakra, Mr. Hassan Al-Nasiri, Miss May Jamil, Miss Samira Ali, Miss Tanya Mohammed, Dr. Alia Al-Alusi, Miss Amal Al-Hamdani, Mr. Jalil Doma, Mr. Laith Sami, Mr. Wadi' Shamikh, and Miss Kawakib Makki. Thank you also to Liverpool Catholic Club for this incredible venue and for all the staff who have assisted us to making this a successful evening. I would like to invite Auntie Caroline Barton, a Community Projects and Partnership Officer for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples from Fairfield City Council, for the official welcome to country.
Thank you very much. It is my honour to be here with you all today. My name is Caroline Barton, and I am a descendant of the Waka Waka and the Gureng and Wollonga peoples. And I was born here on Gadigal land, and I've grown up here on Darug land. I'm here today to do the acknowledgement. We acknowledge the First Nations community, particularly the Darug people, who are the traditional custodians of this land on which we're meeting today. For thousands of generations, over thousands of years, Aboriginal people have lived respectfully and harmoniously here, caring for country, being nourished by their environments. We acknowledge the continuing connections and the special relationship that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people have to this country, or Nara, as it's known. We acknowledge elders of the Darug Nation, from those who have passed to those who are present and their descendants. We also acknowledge Aboriginal elders from other nations who have made their home on Darug land. And also to you who have made your homes or work or play here on Darug lands. So to the recently graduated students, congratulations, and may you continue to represent yourself well, your communities and your families. Well done.
Thank you, Auntie Caroline. I would also like to extend our sincere appreciation to our distinguished guests. We warmly welcome and acknowledge Mr. Muthanna Kamil Al-Subayhi, the General Consul of the Republic of Iraq, Mr. Mohammed Fadi, Deputy Consul General of the Republic of Iraq, Ms. Anne Stanley, MP, Federal Member for Werriwa, Ms. Karishma Kalianda, Member for Liverpool, Mr. Nathan Haggerty, Member of Leppington, Mr. David Saliba, Member for Fairfield, Ms. Tanya Ayad, Member for Holsworthy, Mr. Richard Amun, Councillor, Liverpool City Council, Mr. Nabas Al-Qadhi, Manager, Case Management, HSP Program, SSI, Mr. Boli Kamara and Mr. Murshid Amir, Core Community Services, Ms. Yasmina, I promised I wasn't going to butcher your last name, but I'll try my best, Bayratarovich Haywood. Yes, round of applause for me, please. From Starts, Dor Achek, CEO, Western Sydney MRC, and Renita Darcho, Director of Fundraising and Comms from the Refugee Council of Australia. Your presence greatly enhances the significance of this celebration, so thank you for joining us tonight. I would like to warmly welcome the representatives of all the organisations and, most importantly, all the families of the students that have joined us today. We are all here because of your ongoing support. Without you being here today, this day wouldn't be possible. So a really big round of applause for all the parents as well. Of course, a special mention goes out to all the band members, of course, Ihab Hadi on vocals, Amir Al-Baghdadi on keyboards, and Muhammad Lilo on Qanun, who have definitely added a more colourful and soulful touch for tonight's event. I guess I'm a bit biased because my husband is a musician, and we must always remember, and as quoted by Hans Christian Andersen, where words fail, music speaks. So please put your hands together for this great work. We will begin with the official speeches, so I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Natiq Kaid, President of the Iraqi Australian University Graduate Forum, for a short welcome speech.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Long walk to get here. Can't see all the faces. Thank you for coming today, for all officials, Australian officials, Iraqi officials, all the guests and member of non-profit organization in Australia. Thank you very much for having time off and attending our event. Unfortunately, we are in the Muntada Australian Graduate Forum. We are so proud to celebrate every year this kind of event and representing couple or few or several of faces achieving high degree or high mark in HSC. We're given this gift to Australian society as payback to the nation, give us this freedom and these opportunities to be part of. We are so proud to be Australian, and we are so proud we have this kind of resources to represent our community, represent our nation as the Iraqis, and be part of the Australian community and Australian society. We really appreciate all the teachers, mothers, fathers, supporting their kids, supporting their beloved one to become achievers and to become part of this community and part of Australian nation. We love to be a part, an active part, and we love to be bright face for the Iraqi community in this nation. I will encourage you to believe in Australia, to adore the value of Australian, and to live the life of Australian. Don't forget your roots, but in Australia, you are supporting your roots by becoming good Australian. So I adore the people, believe in the value of Australian, and respect the way of life of Australian. I encourage you to do so in your future. Be very active part, and also be very supportive to the new generation as well, and encourage them to do some things you have done already. Thank you very much for that. I would like to say a few words in Arabic, so for other guests, if you don't mind. شكرا جزيلا لحضوركم. يعني أتأكد أنه اليوم كان يوم صعب بالأجواء هذه الحارة والأجواء الصعبة، بس شكرا جزيلا أنه كنتم موجودين معنا. منتدى الجامعيين العراقيين على مدى سنوات يساهم بتقديم نخبة من الطلبة العراقيين، من المبدعين العراقيين بكل المجالات. فخورين أن نكون عراقيين وبهذا المستوى عندنا من الطاقات العظيمة والطاقات المبدعة اللي تكون جزء من الحياة الأسترالية. فخورين أن نقدم هذه المجموعة، وفخورين أن نكون جزء من الحياة الأسترالية. دائما إحساسنا يقول أنه إحنا ما كنا نكون بهذا المستوى في هذا المجتمع بهذا البلد العظيم لو ما أنه كان نستحق الطاقات اللي عندنا والطاقات الشابة، الطاقات المبدعة الموجودة عندنا، تستحق أن تكون بارت من هذا المجتمع، تكون جزء من عنده. شكرا جزيلا استراليا، ثانك يو فيري ماتش، وشكرا لكل المبدعين اللي يحاولون ان يظهرون صوره حقيقيه للجاليات الاثنيه الموجوده هنا من كل الجاليات الاثنيه. شكرا جزيلا لكم مره ثانيه، شكرا للاباء، شكرا للامهات، شكرا للمعلمين الافاضل اللي خرجونا هاي الدفعه الجميله رائعه من المبدعين العراقيين واللي هم بارت او جزء كبير ومهم من المجتمع الاسترالي. شكرا جزيلا لحضوركم اليوم.
Thank you, Dr. Natiq, for your heartfelt welcome and words of wisdom. Can I now ask Ms. Anne Stanley, Federal Member for Wirrawar, to the stage to give a short welcome speech?
I was a bit shorter. I didn't get quite the same length. Thank you very much for the invitation to be with you again. I did try and figure out how many times I might have been to this function. I think maybe 15 or 16 years. It is a wonderful celebration. Can I also start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today and acknowledge elders past, present and future, and thank very much your warm acknowledgement and welcome to country today. This weekend for our First Nations brothers and sisters is particularly poignant and difficult, and it is time that we recognised their contribution of looking after country and being part of this society for 65,000 years. And it's something that I commit that we need to do better for, and that my government will be looking to make sure we are better than we have been in the last 250 years. So thank you very much for being here. Congratulations to each and every one of the students and their caregivers for the wonderful awards and marks that they got in their examinations. At the end of the year, it is always a difficult time when you finish your schooling or finishing your degrees. How well you'll do, have you done enough, was there something else I can do? With what we're going to see tonight, you did a fantastic job, you worked so hard, and it is just a joy for you to consider yourself part of this country and to be contributing so well to the Australian people and the Australians that we know. Migration is a really big part of what makes this country great. And unfortunately, there are a lot of different voices at the moment, but it's when I come to events like this where each and every one of you contributes every single day to make our community better, to make our community the best place it is. I know that it is important to welcome, to encourage and to thank you for what you do for Australia. Have a really wonderful night tonight. Be joyful in what you contribute and what you've done. It is a wonderful thing that you do. Thank you again for the invitation today. It's been wonderful.
Thank you, Anne, for your encouraging words and ongoing support. Can I now please ask Mr. David Saliba, Member for Fairfield, to the stage for a short speech.
I feel like I'm graduating with that music, and I remember that many, many years ago for the HSC students. I think it was 2002, and for the uni students, oh man, the 2000s. And so, yeah, I guess on reflection, I just want to say congratulations for all the work that you've done. HSC is no small feat, and that will set you up for university or work. And with university, and I'm sure the university graduates will tell you this, just be a sponge, soak it all in, enjoy it, enjoy the lifestyle, enjoy learning, enjoy exploring more about yourselves. And it's going to be a great couple of years, so just enjoy it. For the university graduates, it's actually quite exciting because you're going to be in a position now where you get a full-time job. And I don't know about you, I grew up quite poor, and I'm sure some of you probably don't have the most of cash, but when you start earning a full-time salary, it opens opportunities with respect to travel, investments, buying things that you like. And let me tell you, when you buy something that you worked hard for, it's even more better. So if that makes sense, but it is what it is there. And I just wish you the absolute best in life in that regard. And to the parents and the family members, like, it takes a village to raise a child. You've spent decades raising these amazing people who will go on to contribute so much more to our society, be it in business, academia, science, construction and all other fields. And it's going to be quite exciting to see the next 20 to 30 to 40 years with respect to technological advancements as well. And you're going to be at the cutting edge of that. So I'm so excited there. To the forum also, thank you very much for organising this. It's no small feat there too. And I wish you all a great 2026.
Thank you, David, for your ongoing support and commitment. to the organisation. Can I now please welcome Ms. Karishma Kalyanda, member for Liverpool, to come onto the stage for a short speech.
Thank you very much, and good evening to each and every one of you. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces, and when Anne mentioned how long she'd been coming to this particular function, I don't think I've been coming quite as long as Anne, but this is certainly a highlight of my year when I get to see just some of the wonderful achievements of young people in our community. I also start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land that we gather on today, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and thank you, Caroline, for that really warm acknowledgement. It is important that we, of course, acknowledge and reflect on the experience of our First Nations people and see the thread of Australian history that started 60,000 years ago and has culminated in us all gathering tonight and celebrating the achievements of young people in our community. I'm always telling people, whether it's in Parliament, whether it's people who have never been to Liverpool, or anyone else out there, that I'm a firm believer that the most talented people come from this part of the world. And when I'm in rooms like this, I know that that statement has merit to it, and I can walk into Parliament, share stories of people who have done extraordinary things, or in the case of our HSC and university graduates, people who will go and do some incredible things in whatever area that you are passionate about, whatever area of that interests you, because there are so many challenges that our world confronts, and so many things that your skills, your capacities, your talents are needed, and that is what really excites me. But all of this would not be possible without the hard work of many, many people behind the scenes. Of course, behind every graduate, whether you've gone through university or whether you are looking at that as the next prospect, your parents, your siblings as well. I will not forget the siblings. I know sometimes that it can be difficult to be part of that broader support network. And friends, family, relatives. As David said, it does take a village to raise a child. But for many of us from multicultural communities where our extended families may not have grown up with us, that place is taken by family friends, by neighbours, by other people in our community who are part of that village, that help us succeed, that help us take that next step forward. And in a society like Australia, we are reliant on our community much more than in any other place. And that is part of the reason why, when we reflect on Australia Day and what it means to be Australian and what values that we all share, it is about that sense of having a fair go, that sense of treating people with respect, and embracing them regardless of where they come from. I know it has been a particularly difficult few months, whether it is in terms of some of what people have been seeing on the news or some of the everyday interactions that are quite challenging for many. But we all have a responsibility to come together to not only share our stories, but also learn from each other and learn the stories of people that we may have never met before. And I know later tonight we will be hearing some inspiring stories from some of our graduates who were awarded a few years ago. And I hope for the young people in that room that helps with inspiration in seeing just how the world is your oyster, and where you can go in the future is not limited by whether it's your financial background, where you were born, where your family might come from, or even if you are the first in your family to go to university or to undertake a particular career. Australia, the beauty of our Australian community and our Australian society is that regardless of where you started out, where you can go is limitless. And I think many people, I see some nods from particularly the parents in the audience, and I think many of us reflect on that and reflect on how privileged we are to be part of a community and society that supports that. So I won't take up too much time because I know there are a few other speeches, but I also want to acknowledge the hard work of the other community organisations in this room as well, because I always see the representatives of other organisations coming here, supporting young people, supporting the work of the forum, and that is what enables us to take our next generation forward, and you lead by that example. So thank you so much for for always warmly embracing me at this event. Congratulations to all the award winners, and I hope you have a wonderful year ahead.
Thank you, Karishma, for your powerful reflections and perspectives. Now I'll ask Ms. Tanya Ayad, member of Holsworthy, to say a few words.
Thank you. Marhaba, everyone. It's absolutely wonderful to be here tonight among people from all across Sydney. Out there in the foyer, I met some people from the Hills District, some people from the North Shore, and I know that there's many, many people here from the Great Southwest. Dr. Natik, I just want to let you know that when you were speaking up here, I felt a tremendous sense of pride, and it made me proud, and it reminded me that we truly are the lucky country. We're part of a country that welcomes people from all over the world, and when people come here, they're given a second chance. And it reminded me of my own family. Now, I know tonight's not about me, but it reminded me about my own family. I am the daughter of migrants, and my parents actually migrated. Well, my grandparents migrated from Lebanon. My grandfather fled the civil war in Lebanon, and he just had to get away to save his family, and they landed in Sydney. And I'm sure my family's story isn't too dissimilar to your family's stories. And I think it's important to always remember that. I remember the hardships that families went through and the success that you can actually achieve in this wonderful country that we call home. To each and every one of you here tonight, a massive congratulations to all the parents, the carers, and all the students. A massive, massive congratulations. And it is my hope that you will continue to be eager to learn and have a thirst for knowledge and always give back. If there's any advice I can give the graduates, continue to work hard, and remember, there will be tough days, there will be challenges. But when these challenges come along, learn to be patient because they help you grow, and always reflect what went wrong, how could I have achieved more success? How could I have managed this situation better? And look, hindsight is a wonderful thing, but I prefer to call it reflection, and it's something that I do daily in my job as a Member of Parliament. And I'd like to pass that on to you. And knowledge that I was actually given at a very young age was there are 2 days. There's one day for you and there's one day against you. And when it's for you, don't be proud and reckless. And when it's against you, be patient. And I've lived by those words throughout my whole adult life, and now I'm a member of the New South Wales Parliament, and I really, really hope that, one or two of the graduates here one day will put their hand up for public office. We might have the next Premier of our state right here in this room with us today. A massive, massive congratulations to you all. And I also want to especially thank the organisers of this event, and a massive, massive thank you to Dr. Bushra, who I've spoken to extensively, and she too has taught me a lot about the Iraqi community, the Australian Iraqi community, the culture, the heritage, the cradle of civilization. So Dr. Bushra, thank you also for standing by the community, and thank you for allowing the community the opportunity to recognise one another and get to know one another. And I know Dr. Bushra has an amazing team around her. I'm very sorry I don't know all of you by name, but thank you very, very much. And I hope that in the future I'll be invited to these events again and get to meet the alumni and the graduates. And I wish you all much, much success. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina, for your support and passion, and I completely agree. When Dr. Bushra called me and asked me to MC, I was actually afraid to say no, and I was like, if Dr. Bushra asks, you just do. And so I really, really appreciate the work that she does, but absolutely agree that, the whole team, does so much behind the scenes that we are often not aware of. So please give them another round of applause. We're going really good with the speeches. I'm really happy. So can I now please ask Councillor Richard Amoon, Liverpool City Council, to address the attendees.
مساء الخير. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to start off by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land that we're meeting on today and acknowledge past, present and emerging leaders. On behalf of Liverpool City Council and the Mayor Ned Manoon, I'd like to thank the organisers of this beautiful event for inviting us once more year to be with you and to celebrate the graduates of 2025. When you graduate school, it's a large milestone, it's a huge one. So therefore now you've got this new chapter of your life. It's all ahead of you. What you make in the next 5 to 6 years in decisions shapes you as a father, as a representative of your community, and as a leader in your community at the same time. And these three things are key. They're very, very important to us being migrants and being in Australia and integrating into the Australian community. So please, be proud of what you do, always look forward to what you want to do, and always be the best at what you're doing. These are three main important aspects that shapes your future. I'd like to say a few words in Arabic. أولاً بتشكر الأورجنايزرز يلي دعونا على هيدي الندوة الجميلة. The Mayor Ned Manoon ببعث لكم أجمل تهاني وبتشكركم لأنكم أنتم عملتوا هيدي الإيفنت بقلب منطقة ليفربول. This is beautiful for us. للصبايا وللشباب يلي عم يتخرجوا هلأ. أهلكم اليوم اشتغلوا مدة طويلة لحتى قدروا وصلوكم لهالمرحلة هيدي. أنتم اليوم بتمثلوا الكوميونتي، بتمثلوا المجتمع تبعنا. بطلب منكم طلب إنكم ما تنسوا أساسكم، ما تنسوا وطنكم، ما تنسوا البلد يلي وحدتكم والبلد يلي عم تساعدكم لتوصلوا للأحلام يلي أنتم حلمتوا فيها. اشتغلوا، درسوا، و always تذكروا وين كنتوا وين بدكم تكونوا بالمستقبل. بتشكركم. Thank you very much and have a beautiful evening.
Thank you, Councillor Richard, for your words of support. Last but not least, I would like to ask Nabas Al-Qadi from SSI to come up and address us for a few minutes.
Thank you very much for having me, and really appreciate this time, and it's my honor to stand here and say congratulations to the achievers. Actually, yeah. So, my name is Nabaz Al-Qadi. I am a manager from Settlement Services International, providing settlement support services to the newly arrived clients. So I'm starting my speech with, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land which we meet today, the Daruk people. I pay my respect to elders past and present and acknowledge the ongoing cultural, spiritual, and educational practice of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I just want to share my story with you. I was born as a migrant by the border between Iraq and Iran when my family were fleeing from the war from my hometown. And I was only 3 to 4 months old when we were we were bombarded and we were in very difficult situation. As a result of being a migrant, education was our priority. Education for my parents were priority. As a youngest person of a family of 9 siblings, my parents dedicated to to make sure all of us are studying and having proper study and getting graduation in a proper way. They stopped themselves from every luxury life, every entertainment, and they just dedicated to us. And we are seeing the same in the newly arrived clients in the country, who they are focusing on their children, who they are, the main point and main goal they have is how their children to go to the best school, which I believe that the majority of the schools around this area are doing fantastic job. So I would like to acknowledge the educational of the Iraqi Australian University Graduate Forum and the Association of Iraqi Academics in Australia and New Zealand for their vision and commitments to uplifting young people and celebrating academic excellence. SSI is proud to stand alongside these efforts, supporting access to education and opportunities so communities can achieve their potential. To our graduates, your achievements matter. Carry your education forward with confidence. Use it to lead with integrity, to give back to your communities, and to create opportunities for others who are still struggling and working to their path. In doing so, you strengthen not only your own future, but the future of Australia. Congratulations to all graduates and award recipients. Be proud of all of you, your accomplished, and bold in your aspiration for this journey ahead. Now I'm saying it in Arabic. مساء الخير على الكل وأهنئ المتخرجين على الإنجاز العظيم اللي سووه. أتمنى لكم كل الموفقية وأتمنى لعوائلكم كل التوفيق والحياة الرغيدة والسعيدة بالبلد. نتمنى لكم كل الموفقية ونشكركم.